Dodgers blue because I'm talking about my Batman, my 126710 BLNR, the Batman, the Batgirl, the Bruce Wayne, whatever you want to call it. The black and blue GMT Master 2. I have it back on the Jubilee Bracelet. For those of you who follow my channel, you'll know that I used to have it on the Jubilee Bracelet. I sold that one that I had. I got the call for the Batman on the Oyster Bracelet, and that's the bracelet that I was rocking for a while, and decided to change things up and bring back the Jubilee because I thought this is the combination that works the best with this particular watch. It's super comfortable, and it also has a very dressy and blingy appeal to it that the Oyster does not have. This is the original Oyster bracelet, and as you can see, it's a lot chunkier. It's got those polished center links. It sits a lot heavier. It's a lot more beefy, a lot more masculine in appearance, but it does have a lot more weight to it. And as I mentioned, these broad polished center links will pick up a fair amount of scratches. So I'm gonna go through the experience of purchasing this Jubilee bracelet, tell you how I got it from an AD, tell you how that whole process went down. It was definitely a long wait to finally get this, but I'm super glad that I did because this watch really, to me, is at home on the Jubilee bracelet. So without further ado, let's turn the camera and take a look at the Batgirl, or the Bruce Wayne. So guys, let me show you real quick this GMT Master 2 on the Jubilee. It is very striking, very beautiful, and it has this 5-link design, so it's very comfortable as well, versus the Oyster bracelet, which has these broader links, this 3-link design, still very solidly built. Both of these bracelets are going to have the Easy Link extension system, and the taper is exactly the same, from 20 millimeters down to 16 millimeters. As you can see, the polished center link on the clasp is also going to pick up some scratches, but the rest of the bracelet, because it has that more stealthy 5-link design, is just going to hide scratches a lot easier. No major news here as far as the bracelet itself. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of other videos, including some of mine, regarding the Jubilee bracelet and its comfort. This is how it looks on my 6.5-inch wrist. Let me slide it up the wrist bone for all you OCD watch people out there. And as you can see, it wears very comfortably. The maxi case is a little bit slimmer on this generation GMT Master 2s, the 126710s. It just wears very well and integrates with the bracelet a lot better. So guys, let's talk a little bit about the ordering experience. I was asking my AD that I originally purchased this Oyster version with here in LA, and in the beginning they told me that it was possible, it would start to become possible to order the Jubilee bracelet, but they weren't sure when or what the details of that would be. It might be through like a service, like you would have to order the bracelet after getting a full service for your watch. So that's not something I really wanted to go through with. I wanted to just buy the bracelet and not do the full service, obviously. A few months passed after those initial conversations. I asked my sales rep again, and he told me not at this time with our dealer, but you can check with some other authorized dealers that have a watchmaker or a service center. And so what I did was I actually ended up calling my AD that I purchased, my Explorer 1. They do have a Rolex service center. Walked in, talked to my original sales rep, asked him if it was possible to order a Jubilee bracelet, to which he said yes, it is possible, and he went ahead and took down my name for the bracelet. I ordered this a few months back in late November, right before Thanksgiving, and so I put down a down payment of half of the total cost, and the total cost of the bracelet, including taxes, is a whopping $2,400. So it's definitely it's a lot of money to drop on a bracelet, but if you consider the fact that these watches are 10 grand at RRP and upwards of 16 and 17 grand secondary, it all kind of makes sense. It's, I guess, justified in the luxury watch market in the Rolex space. So I would pay the other half after receiving the bracelet, and the rest of it was just kind of a waiting game. Waited a month, still nothing. I checked with the sales rep, gave them a call, asked them if they had an updated status, and they said, nope, not yet, sir. We'll let you know. I was hoping to get it before the holidays, before going home for Christmas. After the new year had passed, we're into 2023 now, and they said, sorry, sir, we're definitely on a huge back order, and we'll let you know. A month later, the sales rep contacted me and said, "We are expecting a shipment from Rolex. Your bracelet might be part of that shipment." I got kind of excited, but when that shipment came in, unfortunately, my bracelet was not part of that shipment. So this is already, I think, 3 months into the waiting game, almost 3 months. About a week or so ago, I finally got a text message from the authorized dealer stating that my bracelet had arrived, and I was like, oh, finally. You know, it had been a very long wait. I think I had called the authorized dealer countless times. They probably got pretty annoyed. I really wanted to get this bracelet, guys. It's really stunning. I think it really fits with this watch. And so I finally got it. On the day that they said it was available, I rushed to the AD to pick it up, and it came in this little box here with the styrofoam all stickered up. He asked if I wanted to get the bracelet swapped there on the spot, and I said, yeah, let's do it. So he went back and swapped it out for the Jubilee bracelet. I tried it on. It looked really, really stunning, as expected. I paid the other half, the other $1,200, signed the final paperwork, and it was mine. I walked out of the AD with basically a new watch, and now I get to choose between the Oyster and the Jubilee bracelet, which is really exciting. I did want to share one thing that was slightly disappointing to me, aside from the wait, which is understandable because there is a huge backlog. After I received the watch, you know, I put it on, it looked perfect. I took some videos and things like that, and wasn't really looking at some of the details. But when I came home, I checked the clasp, and I actually saw that there were a couple of like light surface scratches. I don't know if you guys can make it on the video. Couple of scuffs on the clasp here, which was a little disappointing considering it was brand new and fully stickered when I received the bracelet. And then turning the watch over, because, you know, we're nitpicky and we're OCD watch fans, I saw that there were a few scratches on the back of the lugs as well. You can see there's like kind of some relatively significant ones here, a couple small nicks on the back of these other lugs. It looked to me like while the sales rep was working on my watch, he was kind of fiddling with it. It didn't seem like he was super experienced with changing these bracelets. And the watchmaker that is usually at the shop, I think he was on break or something like that at the time. But I was a little disappointed because the sales rep was the one who was changing the bracelet when it should have been the certified watchmaker. So it's one of those things I wasn't super happy about. And so I actually ended up going back to the AD the next day, and is there anything that you guys can do to make the experience better for me? And they mentioned they could do a free polish on it, which I was a little hesitant to do because I'm not a huge fan of polishing. I think it really like takes away from the case material. Some could argue kind of devalues the watch a little bit as well. But I also asked my sales rep, is it possible to possibly bump my name up on the waiting list for some of the models that I'm on list for? And he said, absolutely, sir, I'd be happy to do that for you. He actually went on the computer, showed me like the master client list, and then he clicked on my name, and he went through all the watches that I was currently on the waiting list for. So it's pretty interesting seeing that they actually had a registry of names. I guess it's not an imaginary thing. It depends on the AD. I'm sure there's ADs who don't keep a very organized list like that. But it was cool to see my name and see the models that I was on the list for. He went through and just made sure that those were the models that I was looking for, and, you know, put it in his notes to, you know, give me kind of priority if they did receive any of those hot models in stock. So that kind of helped make the experience a little bit better for me. But now I get the option, the luxury of having both. Super excited to have both. You know, bad AD experience notwithstanding. Let me know if this watch looks better on the Jubilee bracelet or on the Oyster bracelet. I know there's strong opinions on both sides. Let me know what you think about that AD experience. You know, it's definitely not ideal by any means, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you kind of have to move on. Let me know what you guys would have done in that situation. Let me know what you guys think of the cost. You know, is this a justifiable price for a bracelet, a stainless steel bracelet on a watch? I mean, of course, it's on the very expensive and very exclusive watch, but is the price tag justifiable? Or would you go for something like an aftermarket bracelet? So yeah, guys, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, helps out those algorithms in increasing, you know, more traffic to the channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more future content, Rolex content, watch content. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a great day and take care.